It was like months of just feeling this way. But eventually it just came back to the acceptance of being in my body and being in this space. It was just simply going back to the source of everything, which is this infinite consciousness that permeates everything. Simply the space between subatomic particles is consciousness. And, I didn't want to read anything about other people's near-death experiences, but I didn't want it to change my interpretation of what had happened to me. But, I had the traditional photophobia where I was going all Corey Hart wearing sunglasses at all times of day. Like, it was even the light inside a house would just almost be blinding to me. But it was very much this process of getting used to what I have to call a monkey suit now, because it very much is. It's a limiting filter in which I currently exist in, the limitations of my biology. But at the same time, it's so deeply beautiful that I can simply just experience emotions and feelings. But the one thing that I took from all of this was, in that place, when I was devoid of a body, I was very, very highly aware of the amount of anxiety, the amount of weird emotions that riff and sift through us on any specific moment, the biological mechanisms, the hormones that make us do things. And it was one of those things when I was back in my body of just feeling these emotions come up and not necessarily knowing what to do with them, because it seemed that I had just completely disconnected from everything that is this biological mechanism of the atom. I started doing psychedelics subsequently afterwards, and I feel that the very nature of death experiences is so integrally related to these psychedelic compounds and dimethyltryptamine in our bodies and in our brains responsible for dreaming and death. I think I was superficially spiritual before, in the sense that we just trivially use the word, without necessarily understanding the deeper meaning behind it. So I think something to take away from all of this, or something that I've noticed has changed in me and my personality, is my ability to just simply appreciate a moment, as opposed to applying meaning to everything or plans or language. Is simply able to be in a space and appreciate what's going on. I noticed that with my daughter a lot, just simply being in a space and enjoying every moment of it. One could arguably suggest that my death experience was just an endogenous dimethyltryptamine release, which is commonly referred to as NDEMT. And I think that at the end of the day, the one thing that I would say to someone if they ask me what I took from this or the advice associated with it is that death is quite possibly the most natural thing that happens.